welcome to the Untouched Quest. I'm Elisabeth.
And I'm Siri. And if you want to follow this story, you can read Elfquest for free at elfquest.com. And don't forget to follow us on your favorite podcast platform and on social media.
So today we're going to talk about Kings of the Broken Wheel, part 7, 8, and 9. In this episode, Skywise asks Lita for a favor. Raik is power hungry. Someone almost drowns. Someone unexpected saves the day, and Raik gets a reality check. They're running to the forest, and they're coming up to, we have to rest. They are both pretty shaken up. First they realize that wolf riders are long gone, and then Lita is taken away, and Skywise goes out to try to get her, and Lita is worried about the kids, and so much is going on.
Yeah, and also this place where they're resting, is it the leftovers from the halt? Since we can kind of see this weird shapes on the trees.
No,
Okay.
it's just old trees.
Yeah, but it looks more like magic shapes than
not.
just wear and tear, you know.
It's not.
And Skywise asked for something unthinkable for a wolf rider.
Lita told him that she wants to talk to Cutter. That when she learned of his tribe's mortality, I hoped he would choose by my aid to defy fate. Instead, he embraced it. So did all of you. Well, all except one.
Well, that's now that Skywise is choosing to live forever.
Well, he's kind of already chosen that for a while ago. He's thought while they're in the palace, why must we die and why must our lives be like this? This is something that you've seen going through his mind as he saw the palace and went into the palace and started to want more than the wolf rider lifestyle.
That's so true. He's been really thinking about it.
Yeah, so he's begging Lita to give him time and to take the wolf blood away, because in his eyes, the wolf riders and the tribe that he knew, they're not there anymore.
No. So he's basically the last wolf rider, so why should he live like a wolf rider when no one else is?
Yeah, well, there might still be wolf riders. There will be the wolf riders' great grandchildren.
Yeah, but that's not how
they're not his wolf riders.
Yeah, and also
it's not his
they
tribe.
always developed a way of living for
10,000
years, They're not living the same way as his wolf riders. It's hard to keep on the same routines for 10,000 years.
Yeah.
Did Rayak and Vinaville recognize?
No.
Because I just feel, the attraction that the two of them have.
Or attraction to power to each other.
Maybe.
Seeing how they can use each other.
Maybe it's
they
that.
They haven't never officially recognized. If they did, there would be a baby.
So true.
Because if you don't fucking make a baby, you die.
Yeah, and it's been 10,000 years, so
they haven't recognized.
Yeah, makes sense. I don't think any of them would have fought it either.
No, I don't think so either.
And Vinaville has become a mermaid.
Yeah, she kind of
looks like
she lives underwater and has done for 10,000 years.
She kind of looks like a mermaid here, though. It's kind of beautiful.
Yeah, well, she is beautiful, but she's a bitch.
Yeah, and I don't know if the elves call her or them whatever mermaids, but she says oh, you have to bring the palace to me. Because I don't want to spend my energy on make myself go to land again,
Yeah. She don't want herself to stop having gills.
No, but
and also she thinks that she can make do whatever she wants if she just asks him.
Yeah, so true though. But if the world of two moons is like the Earth,
yeah,
then there is more water than there is land. So
Yeah.
if she is a water elf,
Yeah.
she has more area to
Space,
rule
yeah.
over, you know? And it's easier to rule over the fishes. I don't know.
Yeah. Reich also said earlier that Will had changed.
It's been 10,000 years. That's not weird.
But do you really think that Will would change?
She would change. Maybe not in the direction we would like her to change. But
he like kind of says that she's changed for the better.
nah,
No.
I don't think that.
No.
Just more like she have had time to think and like reason with stuff, but not for the better.
No.
More like making.
She's got a new plan.
Yeah.
A new agenda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like change in a way. She's smarter. She's learned more.
Yeah.
But not the good way. She has learned
Change
more.
doesn't mean that she's become a better person.
No.
No.
So she has changed,
Yeah.
but not for the better.
No. And Will is also trying to get him to bring the palace to her. And I'm like, that's the most stupid thing you could possibly do. Why would you bring Will the palace?
Because then he can take Vinoville's powers too. And Rayak will be like the, I don't know, top.
But he don't want to take her powers. He wants to be her lover.
True, but he also wants to be the strongest,
Yeah.
the most powerful elf.
True. And we can see Suntop talking to the others in the palace. It's like, sometimes I get a magic feeling, like somebody's reaching, but what do I know?
Yeah,
I
and
was
it also,
wrong about the cry.
yeah, but it feels like he's really blaming himself. Like,
Yeah.
all this is my fault.
Yeah, the cry, the traveling in time, and everything.
Rayak's insanity.
Yeah. When we can see Pig Nose.
Yeah, because he's not mortal. He can live forever, so he's
Yeah.
just been waiting for them to show up.
Yeah, and he says that, and it's the right one, 'cause it's staying put.
So it's been more
No,
palaces?
it's like, it's not the palace that they're waiting for that's gonna...
Oh, the one that crashed.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not that one, because this one is staying put.
Okay, yeah, so it's the one with my baby inside,
Yeah.
not the one with the high ones inside.
Yeah, and he goes back into the towns. He's like, Drab, Wildeye, Flam, all of you, hammer down. It's time.
But also, it wasn't staying put because it's traveling to the water now.
Because Rake is an asshole. And
Yep.
the trolls are answering, yes, Grandpa, right, Pa, yes, great-grandsire.
Which is a huge problem. This troll family, whatever,
Yeah.
like, you don't see that many of them, but like looking at the size of the trolls cavern
Mm-hmm.
and everything,
Mm-hmm.
there are a lot of them now.
Mm-hmm.
Incest. Like,
Mhm.
there was Picknose,
Odd bit.
Magady, and Ogbed.
Yeah.
They were, like, that's all. There was one guy.
Yeah.
And
well,
now-
there were more of them. They were just in other kingdoms
Yeah,
and enemies.
so they couldn't reach them there.
No, but
like-
in 10,000 years, they could have teamed up with someone.
Maybe, but
Yeah.
the chance for Picknose to do that, though. But, like, the chance for Picknose to collaborate with someone.
Yeah, that's pretty
Mhm.
small. He's not a very collaborative guy.
And it's easier for him to be the boss if all of these are his kids and grandkids, you know?
They kind of have to listen to him.
Yeah.
They're not challenging him as king. Because his Saba and the palace is kind of like shaking. It's just like, it's time.
Which makes me feel like, have they also been waiting for this for 10,000 years?
Well, of course, because Lita is in the palace.
How did they know?
Because they have the little palace and they can feel the palace disappearing.
Yeah, but how did they know Lita was in the palace?
Somebody probably told them.
How?
It's not told, okay?
But what also like what are they gonna do? Like they are in Sorrow's End. So far away
Yeah, but
from the palace.
they're also saying here that Audrey has gotten her rock shaping abilities.
Who is Audrey?
This girl.
And is that someone we should know?
Yeah, it's a girl that's been helping Sawa all this time.
But is this the first time we're seeing her?
No, she's been Sawa's helper through the whole story.
Okay.
Like her handmaiden.
Oh, okay, yeah. But she's now become a rock shaper?
Yeah, she's come into her gift.
Okay. But I thought the Sun people didn't believe in magic and didn't have magic.
They don't have a lot of magic. They have some. They had both Rourke and Lita and Sawa. They just don't believe in recognition.
Okay.
Or sending. So there's less magic with them. But there still is magic.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just less of it. So you can see that the Sun villages are alive. They're thriving. And also, I think that Audrey has built up the mountains around Sorrow's End because now it's just one way in. And before the suits would come in and go through.
Yeah, I was also thinking that, like, it wasn't that, like...
A dome, kind of?
Yeah, or, like, thick of rocks around it and that close to the village. It was, like, more open
I think
before,
she
right?
has shaped rocks around to be closer to the village. Also to, like, make them safer.
Yeah,
like there's less of a
them.
chance that somebody's gonna drop in on them during those 10,000 years.
Makes sense. But it ends with, if this is not the end of all, then it's the beginning of a struggle without end.
Mm-hmm. The next picture we see is Skywise and Lita sitting in the forest, and it's like, I don't feel much change, except scents don't seem as sharp as they used to.
Basically, because all your wolf blood is taken away from you, so all your wolf senses is like taken away from you.
Yeah, but it doesn't feel much change yet.
But like, I feel like when we are trying to look at change in ourselves, it's hard to see them. You have to actually do something. So if he goes out hunting, he will probably notice.
Yeah, and he will feel it more over time, not in the moment. But they get ripped off the ground and thrown back in the mountain. I can also see that they're trying to get to Maine, but she's chained by the trolls.
Yeah.
They're saying something, though. That it is good that they have chained her. Else, if they hadn't, they would be scraping wolf guts off the ceiling. But yeah, that's true, because the Rike's magic was just trying to pull her out. And they're holding her down.
Yeah.
So it's kind of good that they're holding her down, everything considered, but they have her chained.
Yeah, but it's good that they're not traveling that far, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I look at it as like, when the or the palace settle down, she will also like settle down again. Like, when the palace is like,
yeah, when
done
Rike
flying,
stops trying to bring her into the palace.
Oh, is it right? I thought it was the palace.
No,
it's
it's
like,
Rike.
I have to bring everyone.
She wasn't in the palace when they flew.
No, I thought it was more like the palace who was more like, no, I want it.
Rake wants Lita to Maine to be there.
Okay.
And Skywise just came with Lita. But everyone in the palace is really happy that Lita and Skywise is back. And then you have poor little Trinket. She's just walking towards the door, and we can hear someone says, "Ooh, my ears all plugged up."
Yeah, it's so fun. It's like when you're on the airplane and they're just like,
Mine too, Amber. Where in Freefoot's name are we now? And Trinket is just standing at the door looking at the fishes. Wah! Don't like it.
it's just like strange and familiar. She hates it.
Yeah, like I wouldn't like it either.
No.
No. So Ryak has now brought the palace underwater to Weenawil.
But they had to have like a protective kind of thing around it, right? Like since the water didn't come into the palace.
Or a dome thingy that protects it.
Did they recognize here? Like, look at their eyes.
They didn't. Rake uses his staring power to stun her. That's why she stops speaking and just stares.
Oh, so he did it to bring Lita out there.
Yeah, you can see these lines. Look here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You can see the magic lines of him, like, controlling her. Because he has now lured her to the palace, then stunned her so that he can go get Lita and get Lita to heal her without Weenawil wanting her to.
Makes sense. Just ask instead of just doing it the Ryok way, you know?
Oh, but she would never say yes anyway.
Oh, but Trinket is so cute though. Like, Rag is flying by and she's like, Trinket wants to go home now, please.
Yes, she's so sweet.
I didn't know she could be that polite, you know?
No.
She's like, please.
But she probably feels like really out of place and like she's kidnapped. She doesn't know what's going on. And the best way to fix that is to be really polite.
So true, though.
Yeah.
Oh, she's even rubbing her butt. Not that ladylike.
No. Not at all. But Ryak settles down in the palace. And Lita goes straight over to him and is like, Ryak, take us back to Cutter. Now.
No. We have to heal Weenawil. Because that's what I want.
Yeah. Skywise like runs at him.
Yeah, it's like, how dare you give all of us orders? You're not chief.
And he just zaps him away and makes him unconscious. He uses Skywise as a ploy to get Lita to do as he wants.
Yep.
And the moment that they get out to Weenawil, she wakes up.
And that creates trouble.
You tricked me, love mate. It's fair enough. But now you bring this torturer to me. Just the fact that she thinks Alita is a torturer, it's crazy.
It is a little sad in a way too, because Weenawil is like, you think I'm sick.
Mm-hmm.
You're my soul brother, and you judge me.
Yeah.
You think I'm sick, and you want to help me when I don't think I'm sick. So it's a little like when people are trying to help each other, and the other person doesn't want help, and they don't listen to what the person wants, you know?
Yeah. She also says that she made me remember things I never wanted to remember, and that is like Lord Vol and
her struggles with the troll.
Yeah, like how she killed the troll that she made 2H with, and how she kind of tortured 2H as a child.
And all the other bad stuff she did.
Yeah, like she reminded me of everything bad I did, so I hate her.
So I understand Weenawil and her thoughts and her feeling and all of this.
Not validating it, understand it.
Yeah, because she obviously needs help.
Yeah.
But Ryak goes around it in the totally wrong way.
Yes, he does.
You can't force help on someone who doesn't want help.
No, you can't. So her solution to this is to like sling them as fast as she can into the palace wall.
Which makes the protection water shield around them go away.
And like it's Rake's powers, so he's knocked out.
Yeah, true. Oh, I thought it was more like the palace who did it.
No. It's Rake keeping them breathing underwater. And he's knocked out, so they can't breathe, and they're fainted because they got knocked into the wall. But luckily for them, someone's there to help them.
Is it Aurori, Venka, and Shanti?
Yeah, it is.
Because they're not mortal. They are immortal, so they
Yeah.
never died. They're just like been there for
Mhm.
10,000 years and
Yeah.
waiting.
Yeah. So they can see that like Lita is going under, and they drops down into the sea to go in and help them.
Just a note.
Yeah.
Do the elves know how to swim?
Obviously. You can see them swimming.
Because I was thinking more like, is it that they can't swim, that's why they're almost drowning? Or is it because it's Lita's dress that's like pulling her
And also
under?
she's got a pretty hard hit to the head.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. So disoriented, heavy dress. I don't know if Lita knows how to swim. She's grown up in the Sun Village.
So true. She haven't really seen water.
Not that much, no.
But then it's like Skywise was basically born on the water.
But he's got a knock on the head as well.
Yeah.
But Santi goes down and picks Lita up. Aurori takes Skywise and Venka takes Rayek.
But Aurora is the only one who can fly.
Yeah, so Aurora picks Skywise out of the water and she's really tired, so she drops him. And then we see this white paw right next to him. But
That's Timane, right?
yeah, it is. But Shantae is in the water and trying to swim up while using his protective shield. And then Will sees them and she's like, no way in hell is that happening.
Oh yeah, so she like slams him towards the rocks or something.
Yeah, she does. And Lita is bleeding hard. And Shantae is like laying over her, trying to protect her with his shield.
But he can barely move too, so maybe he's like paralyzed or something, thrown on the cliffs, or
No, he lays above her.
but he says can barely move.
Yeah, he's hurt,
Yeah.
but he moves over her to
Okay,
shield
so
them.
he's not like super badly hurt.
He's badly hurt, but not dying.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Venka has brought Raik over to the palace walls to like hang on, and he's like, he hasn't noticed yet who saved him.
No. And then he looks at her and he's like, You're
Take me to the Black Snake.
You're my daughter? He doesn't say it, but
No,
like
but you
that's
can
what
see
he's
it in
thinking.
his face. Like, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
So they magic their way down while Will is trying to fly into the palace.
And trying to flood it to
Mhm.
drown basically everyone inside so she can
Yeah.
have it all by herself.
Yeah, because she don't want people to rule over. She just want to rule.
And she just want to be powerful. Like she said, oh, the old tales is
Mhm.
true. The power of the palace just grows my power.
Yeah. And then she gets the sending of Will. I know that sending. The barriers. Yeah.
Oh, it's Venka.
Yeah. You placed them on the path long ago to shut me out.
And now she's trapping her.
Yeah. She kind of like immobilizes her.
Oh yeah, true. Like Windmill is like screaming, "No, my freedom! She can't take it away from me. Stop her, Rayag! I beg you."
Stop her. I shall help her.
So then he is like freezing her at the same time as Venka is sending, right?
Yeah. So Winnow now like floats to the bottom of the ocean floor in a ball.
And she's like, she's not dead, right? She's just like
She's subdued.
trapped inside
Yeah.
her own body.
Yeah. Like Rake says, she's subdued,
Yeah.
helpless, unable to even shape herself for air breathing. She would die in the palace now. Cursed. Must leave her. Time is running out. Of course you must leave her. Can't bring her into the palace, you stupid. So they goes into the palace. And he's like, I should be in the scroll room preparing. Because he still has his mind so set on merging the two palaces.
Yeah, and Ember is just like, hold on, don't move. Where's Mother and Skywise? And just, who are you? She's so just like a little grown up.
Yeah. Venka answered, Kavi's chief of the go-backs named me Venka.
Which is a weird way to just say, Kavi is my mother.
Yeah, it is. But it really sinks in because she looks at Rayek while saying it. So it like sinks deeply.
Yeah.
Who
But-
knows, child? Nothing makes sense now. I have lost Oil and Sava too. But it's past time to gather the Songfolk. Venka, how? No matter, find Lita, find Timane. But first, the scrolls.
He's just so confused. Everything is just falling apart because it doesn't fit in his plan.
No, and suddenly his child has arrived, which was not a part of his plan, which is someone he thought never existed, and if it did, he had already killed it years ago. And
Yeah.
now this child is here, and she's so powerful, and she looks so much like her father.
Yep. And there is a monkey coming to save Lita. You know?
Monkey and Shenzhen.
That's
Yeah.
basically like what I thought looking at this picture. And then seeing Lita waking up, I thought like she was like horrified.
Of
And
the
then-
monkey?
Yeah, she was like, what the fuck is this monkey doing here to save me? Is he gonna eat me? You know?
And I've read this so many times. And when I reread this again for this episode, I cried so much.
Yeah, when Cutter came back, right?
Yes!
Yeah,
Because
this is
the
so
monkey
sad.
is Cutter!
It is. It kind of makes sense, but just seeing the shadow,
Yeah.
it looks like a monkey.
Yeah.
And
It's not in my eyes though. I saw Cutter, but
But like just looking, I was looking at this image for so long before turning the page because I was like, have to figure out who this is. When I could
and your
have just
best
turned the
answer
page.
was monkey.
Better answer was like turn the fucking page and see who it is.
But
you
your
know?
best answer was monkey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It look, it even looks like a tail here. It's like the sword or new moon, you
Oh
know.
my god.
But it looks like a monkey, like a gorilla kind of thing.
But you can see the tears welling up in Cutter's eyes, and he says, Lita,
He is so afraid
I'm
to lose
here.
her.
Don't give up. Not now. Please. Please don't. Because he's finally got her back, and he's so scared that she's actually going to die now.
Yeah. And also it's so sad in a way because all the wolf riders went against the way, went into rap stuff just so he could be with his family again, and then his family is dying.
Yeah.
Is so sad.
Mm-hmm.
But did everyone go into rap stuff? Like
All the wolf riders did.
yeah, so Venka and Aurori and Shenshin and Santi and stuff has been living for
Yeah.
10,000 years.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's just the mortal people.
Just the mortals. I can see Lita sending Tam while she starts healing. I turn my back on the way, beloved. Better to sleep and know nothing than wake up one more night without you.
So true.
Yes.
I kind of looked at this as Cutter healing Lita, because if Cutter wasn't there, I
Mhm.
don't think Lita would have found the strength to heal herself from
No.
all this bad
No,
wounds that she had.
I don't think she would either.
So just having Cutter there, hugging her, gave her the strength to heal herself to survive.
Yeah. To go on living.
Mm-hmm.
But Aurora says, I will be back, Skywise. And she flies into the palace, which is now over the water.
Yeah, it started lifting when Rayak lifted the scrolls.
Yeah. So Rory is now taking the cubs out of the palace.
It's like, let's go see your mother.
Yes, and your dad. She says, Sons up Amber and you, little troll. You will bring so much joy when you are seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so true though, but she couldn't take all of them at once, right? She had to fly them one by one.
No,
they
she
didn't
flies all of them.
Oh, she does?
Yeah.
I didn't think she
She can
was strong enough.
fly both Shantae and Venka at the same time. She can
okay,
fly
yeah,
3
yeah,
children.
makes sense.
Yeah.
And also, first, I thought it was just Cutter who went to be like, I'm gonna be going wrap stuff, and all the other were like, we're just gonna continue living. So I was so surprised when we suddenly see everyone.
Yeah, and Lita does like a communal healing.
Yeah.
Healing.
So that's what's happened.
Yeah, she's healing everyone.
So everyone inside this circle thing is healed.
Yeah,
now.
from whatever ails them.
That's cool.
It's really cool, and it's really powerful. It's really beautiful because that's the love that she has for Cutter and for the Wolf Riders.
So true.
Mm-hmm.
She would have done that for almost everyone.
But at the same time, she hasn't had the power to do such a big healing before.
No, but it's the palace, right?
Yeah, and her love for Cutter. And joy of seeing them again. But in the palace, Rick is getting ready for the merging of the palace.
Yeah, for the high ones to arrive.
Yeah, and then Venka told him then you're best to say your goodbyes to Aquar now.
Yeah, Rayek has never asked him what he really thinks about his plan.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time he actually realized he's gonna be alone in all of this. Everyone's gonna leave the palace.
Yeah.
Everyone rather wants to die than everyone that's not in the palace stop existing, and they would they will still remember them.
Yeah.
Right? So if Lita is in the palace,
she will remember Cutter and know that he will never exist.
Yeah, or all the some people.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone else.
Yeah. I think that Rayek thought that Aquar would always be there with them.
Maybe. Or I never looked at Aquar as a person who talked a lot. He was just there, you know? And that's why Rayek never was thinking about asking him what his opinion was on certain
Rayek
things.
isn't a very good listener either.
It's so true.
But Aquar says that dawn is on the wind, dear one. The sky is growing lighter. Look out, over the water. And you can see all of the wolf feathers like coming out of the stones together.
Yep. And Pike even got face fur.
Yeah, it's been 500 years for all of them.
Yeah, but I'm like, that doesn't fit him. He doesn't look like a guy that fits face fur, you know?
He doesn't look that much like a child anymore, though. He looks more like a man.
True, but I liked him more like as the Pike we've seen before.
Yeah. But Cutter looks back at Rayek and says that I told you my power was in my family. Nothing you can do will part us.
And Rayek is getting desperate. He's like, hurry. Anyone who's in the palace will survive the merging.
Just come with me. Survive? Knowing those we leave behind are worse than dead? No, we couldn't.
And Aquar is like, nor could I.
I love you, Brownskin. Whatever you do, that won't change. And he said that Aquarius never said a word. I didn't know. No, because you don't listen.
You didn't even ask him. You just think that everyone's gonna agree with you.
Yeah. And Venka says that it was easy when you thought we were all dead. Can you do it now? Wipe them out? With all of them watching. I have the power to stop you. It's what I was raised to do. But I won't. It must be your choice. She was raised by the Wolf Riders. So she is a Wolf Rider at heart.
Yeah, and she would follow her family. In her eyes, the Wolf Riders are her family. This is the first time she ever actually met her dad.
Yeah.
So she don't have any connection or love for her dad.
No. There's no familiar feeling. There's
No.
No.
He's a stranger to her.
But at the same moment, we can see that the palace and the high ones are appearing.
Yeah, so they are merging now.
No.
Or
They're
no?
appearing on the mountain. Rake needs to merge the two palaces. They need to collide, kind of.
Okay, so they did not do that then.
No, because he needed to fly the palace and merge it into the other palace to
okay,
make
so
the two palaces become one.
yeah, so since the other palace wasn't on the mountaintop now, like it was on the water,
Yeah.
they wasn't merging. But
No.
if the palace was on there,
Mm-hmm.
they would have merged.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in a blink of an eye, the palace is gone again.
Yeah, because it went back in time.
Yeah.
But this pictures of the trolls unwrapping the high ones is kind of nightmare fuels. Like just looking at the face kind of thing on the wrap stuff.
Yeah.
I don't really like that picture.
It's also important to remember that the trolls were the high ones as slaves.
Yeah,
They
but
were
just
not
like
equal.
how they illustrated the high ones in the
Yeah,
wrap
like
stuff here is just
with all the pain and
Yeah.
suffering. But on the next page, we can see Cutter and Lila looking into each other's eyes, and Lila is holding the spearhead from Cutter's back.
I wondered what that was.
Yeah.
I was like, is it a piece of the palace? Is it like
No, she healed that piece
Oh,
out
she
of
pulled
his
it
body.
out.
Yeah.
And they're so surprised. Shen's like, Santi, you're all well. I am. And she didn't even touch me.
Mm-hmm.
Lida's power has grown too.
Yeah, she's been in a palace longer than anyone else.
Yeah.
Kind of for 10,000 years, even though those 10,000 years was a blink of an eye.
But would then her powers has grown equally to 10,000 years? No.
No. Much needs putting right, says Venka on the next page. I'll help you. Beginning with Wienerville. And then the palace goes back into the water.
Because they go into Beanville, right?
Yeah.
And Suntop sends for Sava because
Mhm.
he has decided he wants to go back and learn from her.
Yeah, he wants to live in the Sun Village and learn how to use his powers.
Which I think is a very good idea because none of the Wolf Riders can teach him anything that he needs.
No. None of them have powers that can compare to his.
No.
But Lita is like touching Cutter's face for her, and she's like, I like this. You're no longer my child mate. We are of an age. I hate it.
Yeah, they're same age now.
Yeah.
Which is so weird to think about. Like,
Yeah.
it makes sense because she hasn't been living, but he has.
Yeah. And then it says that what you did for Skywise, go on, do it for me. I'm just so happy.
Yeah, I love that. See her face.
But then she says that, great son, I know nothing of waiting at all.
Oh, yeah, because he's been waiting.
Yeah, but she says that she has
Been waiting.
she has been waiting for him to say that.
But that's been 11 years. He has been waiting 10,000 years for her.
Yeah, but at the same time, we could see Lita's smile like dwindling when she says that, great son, I know nothing of waiting at all. Because she doesn't want to rush into it. Like, Cutter's head or mind isn't in the right place right now.
Oh, that's true.
He's just gotten his family back and everything is like on a high, and he's telling her to take the wolf blood away because he's scared of losing her again.
True. Makes sense.
And she also says that when Skywise asked for time, it was from his heart. Only the trial you've endured makes you speak now. When your heart is clear, ask me again.
Makes so much sense though.
So she's not gonna do it because his feelings is on a high, and he's only thinking out of fright of losing Lita and the cubs again, and what if something like this would ever happen again, and I would have to wait, and I'd be scared of dying before they come back to me, and he don't want that.
That makes sense.
That doesn't mean that he wants to lose his wolf blood.
Yeah. We will see. Maybe later.
Yeah.
And Picknose is so happy to get Trinket back.
Yes.
And he was like, oh, I'm gonna spoil this little one. But
Because it didn't spoil her before.
But haven't he had so many other kids that he could spoil?
But
like
he's been waiting for this one
what
kid.
is special with this one? He's playing
it's the
favorites.
lost child.
Yeah, but he's playing favorites.
At
like
the same time, wasn't she spoiled before?
no, she was so spoiled.
Yes.
I will spoil this little Dreamberry rotten.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that doesn't sound like a good thing.
No. She's way too spoiled already, and we're gonna spoil her more.
Yeah. No, I don't think that's gonna end good.
No, me either. And when you look at the pictures in the next page, you can see Cutter and Skywise together. And Cutter is a lot tanner than Skywise.
Yeah, but he's been living a lot longer than Skywise.
But he's
though.
been in rap stuff for
yeah,
thousands
but
of
before
years.
that, maybe.
Yeah, but like he's a lot tanner than he usually is.
Yeah. When they talk about that Skywise is never going to get his face fur because but I didn't get that. Like, is it just then wolf riders who gets fur because they're wolves?
Because they age, yeah.
But like the other elves age in a way, they grow up and get more mature.
They don't
But
grow older.
They never get face fur.
No.
Oh.
It can be a wolf thing. I read into it as a you won't ever be older thing.
I did that at first, but now I was like, what? Was that a wolf thing?
It might just
like
be an
since
age
they
thing.
said it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then it sounded more like, oh, they stopped time,
Yeah.
not just took the wolf blood away.
Yeah. Because like Rayek said to Lita that you would watch him grow old and die. Because the other elves don't grow old.
Yeah, but I looked at more as like...
It depends where in evolution you stop, like,
true.
aging.
But it's like, I looked at it more, when you get old, your body starts to deteriorate. Like, you're getting this old people diseases, you know?
And growing a beard isn't deteriorating.
No, and it's not necessarily connected to being old in my head.
Mm-hmm.
It's more like when you got your masculinity and all that, you're grown up, you're becoming an adult.
It's a good question. I don't really know, because I don't know of any other than the wolfers that have beards.
Makes sense, though.
So
maybe
it might
it's
be a wolf thing, but it might also be an immortal thing.
Yeah.
Because they're also the only tribe that isn't immortal.
It's so true. And I like the kind of Santa Claus
yes.
bond that they now have with the humans. That the human put out milk and food and stuff for them. They're like, oh, I don't know. I don't see them. I don't know who they are, but I'm going to feed them anyway.
Yeah, and they drop the bowl back down the chimney.
Yes. And he's just like rubbing his head like
what the fuck?
Where did this come from?
What happened?
And that's not the end.
No.
But it is for us, though.
It is for this episode. So for the next episode, we are going to talk about Wolfwood and going back.
So until next time, go recognize a troll.